Hey guys, thanks for joining us on this next video. We're going to be going over the thing that makes me crazy. This is something that shady insurance agents do and shady insurance companies that is just this terrible industry practice. Now, I don't want you to think that this is like widespread, rampant, but it happens way more often than you would think. And it's something that unless you're educated on how this stuff works, you're not going to know the difference. And so I hope you're okay with me sharing with you so that you don't get taken advantage of by a shady insurance agent or shady insurance company. So we talked about liability limits last time to where we've got the state minimums, at least in the state of Utah, 25, 65, 15. The next step up that we see from there is 50, 150, 100, 300, 100, 250, 500, 250. So if you're not familiar with what these numbers mean, go back to the previous videos and we can explain this. So one thing that shady insurance agents and companies do that drives me nuts is that they may start a client out with a good policy. They may start them out, let's say that they've got great coverage, 250, 500, 250 coverage. And they explain that to the client and they have this good first date. If you saw the other videos, you know what I mean by that. There's agents who call a client once or meet with them once and then never call them again, even if the client's been on the books with them for years and years and years. So on your first date with your agent, they set you up on this really good policy, right? And then over time, insurance company, maybe they took a rate increase, or maybe you had a ticket that popped up on your record, or you had a claim and that caused your rates to go up. And you call your insurance agent and say, oh, well, I need to keep my rates the same. You know, what can you do for me? And they say, you know what? We're going to be a friend and we can help you out with this. We'll make sure that your payment stays the same. You don't need to worry about that. And so at renewal, guess what ends up happening? They end up cutting coverage. They're cutting your legal protection without telling you. I've talked to people who are insured with online insurance companies that this has happened to, and I've talked to people who are insured with agents that this has happened to where when they were set up on the policy, they had good coverage and they knew they had good coverage, and maybe the agent even did a good job at explaining this. But over time, just to keep everything, level from a payment perspective, the agent has cut coverage and brought it back and brought it back and brought it back to where you may have started with this good coverage, but then 3 or 4 years later after you set up your policy, you're at state minimums. I literally just signed a client today who that was his story. He was here and then his company cut coverage back to here and he had no idea, because when you get those statements, insurance companies kind of love to kill trees, right? They're always sending these statements. Most of the time you're not even going to look at them. It's important to review those things every once in a while to make sure that your coverage is still doing what you need it to do. So this is by far and large the thing that makes me insane and crazy about what shady insurance agents and shady insurance companies will do. So make sure this doesn't happen to you. Make sure you don't get taken to the cleaners. So thanks for watching. We'll catch you on the next video.